Once upon a time, in a lush green valley nestled between rolling hills, lived a poor farmer. Despite his simplicity, the farmer possessed a heart of gold. He lived a solitary life, toiling in his fields, his only company, the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves. One day, as the old farmer was returning home from the market, he noticed a small, emaciated puppy lying by the roadside. Its ribs were clearly visible under its dirty fur, and its eyes were dull with hunger and pain. Without hesitation, he picked up the puppy, cradled it in his arms, and took it home. He gave it milk and food, and the puppy quickly regained its strength. News of the farmer's kindness spread throughout the village, and people began to leave their injured and sick animals on his doorstep, knowing that he would take care of them. Soon his house became a haven for stray animals. Over time, the number of animals grew so much that they started causing damage in the fields. So the farmer decided to build a shelter, and this gave him great happiness. Now, every day the farmer would go to the fields with a staff in his hand ready to defend himself against wild animals. But to his surprise, the animals did not attack him. Instead, they welcomed him as if they understood his good intentions. One day, while working in the fields, the farmer heard the sound of a flute. Intrigued, he dropped his tools and followed the music. He walked for quite some time, until he reached a dense forest. As he ventured deeper into the woods, the sound of the flute grew louder, and the trees began to part, revealing a clearing. In the center of the clearing stood a young woman with flowing hair. Her eyes were closed, and she was playing a beautiful tune on her flute. Mesmerized by the music, the farmer forgot all about his work. Suddenly, the woman stopped playing and opened her eyes. She had an arrow, and the farmer gasped in astonishment. Startled by the sudden appearance of the farmer, the woman quickly got up and ran away. The farmer, still holding his staff, rushed after her. As he chased her, the woman kept turning around, firing arrows at him. However, the farmer skillfully dodged each arrow and continued pursuing her. Finally exhausted, the woman stopped and turned to face him. Seeing that she couldn't escape, she threw her flute on the ground and folded her hands, waiting for whatever punishment the farmer had in mind. When the farmer finally caught up to her, he saw that it was a beautiful young woman with a determined look on her face. "Why were you trying to hurt me?" the farmer asked. The woman looked at him defiantly and replied, "Because you trespassed into the forest and disturbed my practice." "But you attacked me with an arrow," the farmer retorted. The woman countered, "Only because you wouldn't stop following me." The farmer realized that the woman was right. He had been so fascinated by her music that he had chased her into the forest without thinking about how she might feel. Touched by her spirit, the farmer apologized and asked if he could pick up her flute, which was lying abandoned on the ground. The woman hesitated, but seeing the sincerity in the farmer's eyes, she nodded. From that day on, the woman, who turned out to be the daughter of a local chieftain, would visit the farmer in the fields and play her enchanting music. The sound of her flute echoed through the valleys, attracting animals from far and wide. The farmer and the woman fell in love, and soon they were married. After their marriage, the woman continued to live with her father, but she would frequently visit the farmer in the fields. Their love for each other grew. Eventually, the woman's father blessed their union and allowed them to live together in the farmer's house. As years passed, their bond of love only grew stronger, and they lived happily ever after. The animals who had once caused trouble in the fields now became their loyal companions, gracing their home with their presence. So this is the story of a farmer who showed kindness to a lost puppy, and ended up finding love and friendship along the way. Remember, friends, that acts of kindness can touch our hearts in ways we never imagine. Now, let's think about the moral of this story. It is that kindness and compassion are qualities that can bring love and happiness into our lives. By helping those in need, we open our hearts to the possibility of forming deep connections with others. We never know when an act of kindness will touch our lives in unexpected ways. Therefore, let us always strive to treat others with warmth and understanding, as we may just forge lifelong bonds that bring us joy and companionship. Thank you for listening to this beautiful tale. Do you have any stories of your own about acts of kindness that brought you happiness? Share them with us in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more wonderful tales like this. Take care and goodbye.